Hi and welcome to another video at BooksGenie.ai. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create and design journals with ease using BooksGenie.ai. So let's get started. The first thing we need is basically a project. So let's go ahead and create a new project. You can either choose one of the pre-selected configurations or you go and create a custom one. So I'm just going to choose the custom project. And then here I'm going to do like gratitude journal. I'm going to call this one self-care. Click on next. I'm going to choose paperback, but in case you are going after a premium look and stuff, you can basically choose hardcover. I'm going to go with paperback and matte as a finish. So click next. For the size, I'm going to go with the 6 by 9 inches. So this is the one I'm going to choose. I'm planning to create some colorful journal. So I'm going to choose either standard color ink and white paper or a premium color ink and white paper. For this demo, I'm going to go with the premium color ink and white paper. And then for the pages, I'm going to choose 120 pages. And we click on next. Here you just basically review what we have selected or what we have entered so far. And then once you are happy with that, you can just click on create project. The project is created and it automatically opens in the book editor. So the first thing you can see is actually the cover being selected, and I'm going to quickly explain what the cover is if you are not familiar with Amazon KDP format. So this side here, that is the right side, is actually the front of the cover, and the left side is basically the back of the cover. Then these margins that you can see here, all these lines, the red one is basically the trim area or the cut area. It's where actually the cut will happen. So anything outside of it will basically be cut off once the book is printed. And then you have this orange area. The orange area is the safe area. So if any content you put here, you are safe that it will be not cut, basically. And then the blue area is the spin of the book. This small rectangle here, this orange rectangle, is actually where the barcode will be placed. So you need to make sure that this area is left blank, because anything you put here, it will be overwritten by the barcode that Amazon will put here for your book. That's pretty much how the cover template looks like. And then you can see that we have all the pages of our book at the bottom. You can basically use your mouse to scroll here. You can also press these buttons to keep scrolling. And what you can do as well is change the layout. If you are not happy with the layout, or if you want to have more real estate, you can always go to this button here, pages, and you can toggle it off. So here you actually hide the pages and you can still navigate using these drop down here. So you can just select page 12 and that's it. But you can also keep this visible. And if you don't want to have the page manager at the bottom, you can actually use this button here to change its position. So if you click on it once, it moves it to the right side. And if you click on it another time, it will basically move it to the left side. And if you click on it another time, it will bring it back to the bottom, which means you can actually set the layout however works best for you. This is just a quick demonstration of the tool, and that's not the main point of the video. The video is about creating the journal, so let's get down to it. I'm just going to go and select page number 1. As I mentioned, I would like to create something colorful and something nicer. So what I can do, or what I'm thinking of, is actually use some sort of background image so that this area will have nice feel and look, right? So I'm going to go to images here, and then I'm going to select Pixabay, view all, and I will try to select something like, I don't know, maybe flower background and search. I will switch to illustrations and see what I'm gonna get. This one looks nice for to be used for a cover, I guess. This one looks also nice, and it looks like it's a pattern. So yeah, we can probably try this one out. So what I'm gonna do is actually go ahead here and resize it to take the full page. And then what I can do is go to the shapes, choose this rectangle, and I'm just gonna make it fit within the margin. Great, so what I'm gonna do now is actually change this one to be white, so it looks like my paper. I want it to be white. Great. So now we have like a page with this nice kind of border, right? So it looks actually nice. So while you are working on the page, to not mess things up, you can actually select this image here, and I'm gonna click on lock so that it will not actually move when I'm working. And I'm gonna do the same for my page here. So I'm gonna click on this button to lock it. And now we can actually design our content. There is different ways and different way on what to put on a gratitude journal. And in this case, I'm just gonna try to think of things, right? So what I'm gonna do probably is just come up here and create a heading. So I'm gonna choose something like my daily journal. Put this one as a title. Put it something like this. And then maybe I'm just gonna go and add a line. Some space here, and I duplicate this line and actually put it here. But first, let's actually make this one a little bit smaller here and just center it. Great, so now it's in the center, and then we can just do these things, right? So actually I can do this, select all of them, position, and then I want to make sure they are all centered. And then I would also like to have the same space. Okay, now I have like this header here, and then what I can do is probably just split this page so that I have like the morning and the afternoon. So what I can do is actually go here to the shapes, choose this, and just give it a different look. So what I can do now is putting it here. Just take it all the way. And then we change the color to a little bit with this one. Nope, let me see what we have here. Probably this one. Maybe this one. Or this one. I'll go with this one, but feel free to choose whatever color you like. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to right click and move this one to the back. All right, now it's behind. I'm also going to lock this so it doesn't move when I'm working. Can hide the pages so we have more room. And then what I can do as well is probably just add the days, right? I'm gonna go with this one, and I'm gonna do M, 2 spaces, Tuesday, spaces, Wednesday, 2 spaces, Thursday, 2 spaces, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, go into position, make sure it's in the center. Okay, center it. I'm going to change the fonts later, but let's just get the layout done first, and then we can change it. So I can also put like some heading here, which kind of tells me like PM. Maybe add some line, duplicate it, and I'm just gonna put it here, and this will be the AM, like the morning. Again, I'm gonna select both of these, go to position, make sure they are in the middle. Oops. So I'm gonna select both of these texts here, go to position, and then they are basically in the middle. Great. So now we have our AM and PM. Then what I'm going to do is actually create the content of the book here. So what I'm going to do is just go again to the shapes, and I'm going to choose like this square here. Increase it like this. I'm going to basically set the border. I'm gonna leave it like with black, set it to maybe 2, and then change the background to transparent. So I have this square here. And what I can do now is actually give it a title. Maybe I'm gonna go with 1. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna go for a text and choose like today's intention, something like this. Then I'm going to duplicate this one, taking it here. Oops. Just move it here and then do affirmation of the day. Then I'm basically use my paper to just add some lines here. Size it. Then I can also change the heights. Okay, This looks good. I'm changing the color to be this gray here. Then I'm going to basically duplicate this one as well and add another section here. I'm going to call this one I am choosing to focus my mind on. Similar, just duplicate this one here and create some lines. Then we can probably just add a section here to say I'm grateful for. Then we can do something similar. Just duplicate this. Maybe here I'm just gonna put it as bullet point. So I'm just gonna do like one. Duplicate it. This one will be number 2. And then again, duplicate this one, and we're gonna name this one 3. So I'm going to select these guys here and then just group them. Then I can actually easily move them however I want. What we can do as well is change the alignment to be left aligned. It looks better, I guess. Then select these texts here, go to position and make sure they are all left aligned. And in the PM, I'm going to use this section basically to give space for the users to provide their highlight of the day, for example. So I'm just going to duplicate these ones and then put here. And what we can do now is size it a bit. And here we can do highlight of the day, for example. We can also add a section here to say, for example, rating of the day. And for that, I can just add some text similar to what we did before. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to do 2. This one is 3. This one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to also I'm going to also duplicate this one, and I'm going to put 10. So what I can do now is actually try to fit all of these. And then I'm just going to select them. Go to position. Make sure they are all aligned like this, and then spread. And then in my case, I'm just going to do group. Now I have these rating here. We can reduce the font size. And then what I can do, duplicate this one and put it here. What I can do now is just add a section to, for example, I thank myself. And then what I can do, something similar. So I'm just gonna duplicate this one and put it here. What I can do now is just add a section to, for example, I thank myself. Today for, put like some and then similar, I'm just gonna copy these lines. Just need 3 lines to put here. Maybe I will change the color to a little bit darker here. Yeah. We add another line, so I'm just gonna give more space. Maybe I'm going to reduce this to just 3 lines. Then I'm going to duplicate this section, move it here, duplicate it as well, and move it here. Now I just changed the title here. So what I'm going to do is probably great things that happened today. Or just great thing that happened today. And then what we can do here is probably how could I have made today's better, right? Just a reflection. So I'm just gonna name these sections maybe just by putting something like gratitude, self-care, I'm going to duplicate this one and put it here. And here we're going to do wellness reflection. All right. So our page is coming along well. And what we can do now is actually do some font changes and see how things looks like. So for these ones, I'm probably going to go with this to see how it looks. Yeah, nice. And then I'm going to also change it to be similar. Okay, great. Maybe we can add like a date, but but also I'm going to add some icons here. So if I go to icons and say maybe day, no, sun. So I'm just going to add it here. Maybe increase its size a little bit. And then I can also add maybe the moon if we have a moon icon. I'm not sure, but yeah, we do. So I'm just going to copy this one and put it here. Okay, maybe, yep. You can add actually a section for the date, so I'm just gonna put like date. Three dots, space, space, three dots, space. All right, so I think this is looking good to me, and it's pretty much how we can design like really custom journal page using BooksGenie.ai. Now that we are happy with our design, obviously you can be creative and add more elements, more icons, more colors to it. But in my case, I'm happy for the sake of this demo. So now what can you do to basically make all the other pages look similar to this one? Obviously, I'm not gonna copy paste like 120 times. Instead, with BooksGenie.ai, you just work on one page, and then if you want to clone the page to other pages, you simply go here, hover over it, and then choose this button here, which is clone. Now these pop-ups will show up, and you can actually select where you want to place this content. So in my case, I want all the pages to be similar. So I'm gonna select all of them. I selected the second page and then press Shift and click on the last page so that you can select the whole range. Once that's done, you can click on Replace Content. And voila, now once that's done, all our pages have the same content. Now that we have our interior done, we can just go to the cover and work on that. I'm gonna use something similar. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just going to copy this one, like the image, and try to use it here on my cover. So I'm gonna do something like this, and then I'm also gonna duplicate it. Actually, it's great because, as you can see, it's a pattern that we can actually use, right? Just make sure it's perfectly aligned. So still have some space here. Great, so this is our cover. And similar to not mess up things, I'm just gonna select both and just lock them so that they don't move when I am working. Go here, and then we can probably just add a title. Or maybe I can just call this one time a day. I mean, you can be creative and put a nicer title, but for this demo, I think it's fine. Try to choose the color to be white. Not working as expected, so what I can do there, I'm just going to go and change or create like the shape here, just give it some background. Add some transparency here. And then I'm just gonna move it to the back, so my text is at the top. Now what I can do as well, it's corners here, and you can always play with the font, right? So maybe I will change the color to one time a day. Okay. As you can see, this is a very basic cover, but it looks actually nice, so I'm happy with it. And then what we can do is actually, this journal belongs to kind of page. However, as you can see, we don't have the page here because I actually used it. So you can either delete the content or you can create a page. So let's do that. So let's go to the last page and add a page here. So once the page is added, I'm just gonna work on that and do this journal belongs to kind of page. Belongs to. So I'm gonna put it here, make sure it's actually in the center. And then I just go to my paper here and add 3 lines. So I'm just gonna resize this, add some space. Looks good. And then I'm just gonna change the color to this gray. Don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. So let me just add this one. We can group these and then go to position and make sure it's also in the middle if you want to put it in the middle. Now it is at the end of the page, but then you can actually click on this one, on this button here to rearrange the pages. And here we have the full view of the page. So we can just take this one and drag it to be at the first, right? So this is the first page, and then click on Save Arrangement. Okay, so everything got saved. You can exit this view now. And as you can see, that page become our first page. Actually, what we can do as well is add another page so that the title, so that we have basically this belongs to kind of page and then blank page and then the journal starts. All right, now that we are happy with our content, we can just click on export so that we generate a PDF that we can upload to Amazon KDP. This can take some time depending on how busy the systems are, but just be patient and your book will be formatted and ready to download. Now that the export is completed, we can actually download our book. So I'm going to save it and open it. And this is our interior that we just created. And this is our cover. And that's pretty much how you can create custom and creative journal interior using BooksGenie.ai. I hope this video is helpful, and thank you for watching. See you in the next one.